Thank you.
All right, gonna go live. It's 5 p.m. Yeah, so Morgana was one of the early bird adopters who trusted us in the early days and before we had all of the cool features that we have now and stuff we're introducing in the next week or two. So she's one of the very first ones. She's the ultimate hipster. She knew about it before anybody else did. Oh, you wouldn't know them, kind of thing. Welcome to the call. Hi, everybody. It's nice to see some familiar faces. And I am co-presenting today with someone special. You might know her. She's in the peanut gallery here. Laura Wilson is here with me. Laura is a very special person, and she's actually going to be working with us part-time in Experienceify as well. She's first person I want to introduce you to here, and I'll be bringing her on to co-facilitate this session with me today. I didn't want to just throw her into the deep end and sort of just pass the potato to her to run this. So the reason for the time change is that Laura is going to be facilitating these open office hours from I guess in 2 weeks time going forward. To give me a little extra time to get everything done that I need to get done. It's not that I don't love you all at all. I really love this time. Yeah, so it's just a matter of, getting the important things done. And, I'm going to definitely be popping in regularly to check in and say hi. But as we grow and as we take it to the world, it's going to be a lot more that's on my plate to get done. So Laura is a highly trained curriculum design expert, and I'm going to let her introduce herself when she comes on and unmutes, and she can let you know about exactly her background. But she's definitely an expert in this field, so she's certainly someone worth listening to. And the other person that I want to introduce you to is Rachel, who is here on the call, and it's nice to see you. Rachel is working part-time with us in the support department to help take care of, let me just mute that, to help take care of all of you all. When you have questions and you email us, Rachel is going to be stepping in to help as we grow. And we have quite a lot of new EPM students who are joining right now, who are in a trial period, and they will be starting to get their content into the platform very soon. So they're going to have a lot of questions. So thank you for being here, Rachel. Super appreciate you, and looking forward to getting to know you. As we build this team, we're hiring quite a lot right now. Support and got Laura here as well, plus marketing and other stuff. So that's enough from me. I would love to introduce Laura and have her just let you know a little bit about herself, and then we can go from here and facilitate this session and answer your questions and let you know what's coming up in the platform.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hey, so excited to see all these lovely faces. And yeah, also I think, we've got kind of a mix on this call of the old guard and then the new EPM people coming on. And I know you who are on the old guard just know that Murray really needs to be able to focus, because software development is such a huge, apparently it's a real trial some days, Murray, because you got kneecapped. Is there a lot of like midgets running around with mallets in your world? Awesome. Yeah, so I see that as like a primary mission for me right now is to let Murray focus and get all of these amazing things that are on the roadmap rolled out to you without having to spend time to send people their magic links and stuff like that. So a little bit about me. Yeah, cool. Thumbs up. a little bit about me. I am an instructional designer by trade, and that actually was kind of random. I worked in K-12 nonprofits and with a company that was writing curriculum for them at the time, and this company was going from serving about 2,000 kids to serving 20,000 and then 50,000 and then 60,000. And so we needed a way to scale. And so online learning was definitely the way to do that. And so as a result of that, I actually went back to school again and started studying learning sciences and instructional technology. And so that was kind of the road that got me here. I continued on, more in corporate, like professional development and training. And then when I found EPM, I had been running like my side business for quite a while. And I had kind of decided I was either it was like EPM or bust. I'm going to do this course and finally get everything out into the world. I'm just going to quit and I'm going to enjoy my nights and my weekends and my time with my kids. And I loved it so much. And it was really fun coming from a learning sciences background and watching everything that Marisa and Marie have put into EPM, because I could pick out the science behind all of it and tell you what a lot of the studies are that really support everything we're doing. So that's my really long explanation, I guess, for how I got here today. And I guess I'll end up by saying, like, I love this community. I think that you guys are amazing change makers out in the world and creating this new model of education together with the community and the tools that Murray has given us. And I just see it as a hugely important thing. And I'm really excited to get to support you guys to the extent. Oh, I'm sorry, one more thing. So, obviously I'm not creating the software, so I don't know as much of the technical ins and outs of everything as Murray, but I'm learning fast. I know the answer is always in the room, and especially things that have to do with how to build your courses. I'm here to be a resource for you. So thanks.
Yeah, cool. So for me, speaking for me, I'm sort of, my first instinct is to be the silo. I kind of hold all the information inside and dole it out when people deserve to have it. And I'm going to definitely get better at, sharing very widely in terms of like the knowledge bases and the help center, and trying to share more in the Facebook group. So information is going to flow a lot more readily, especially for my own team as well, because, I see my own team as surprised as the rest of you when new features roll out and they find out things on the Facebook group, which ain't the most optimal experience for them. So I'm committing to change my ways. Cool. So thank you to everyone who is here today. And what we usually do is just give you a quick update in terms of what's happening with the platform. And then we go to questions. I see Claudia's here, so she's going to have 100 questions for me. No, yes. I think the biggest things that you're all waiting for are two things: the automations and the celebration builder. And those are finishing up in this sprint. So I'm hoping to roll automations out on Thursday. And you've all seen me doing the demo of the automations, but for those of you who aren't aware of what the automations are, it's basically a system that allows you to watch for certain events happening in in any course. So things like if somebody earns a certain amount of XPs, or someone doesn't log in for a certain amount of time, or someone completes a module or a specific training, or they, I think that's about it for now. We just wanted to get the basic core triggers in place and get them reliable. So that's what I've been doing. I've been sort of creating just hundreds and hundreds of automations with different configurations of what can start the automation, what can stop the automation, what happens inside the automation. And I've just been kind of testing and adding hundreds of students and then watching what happens with everybody to make sure that nothing's going to bug out when we release this, and no one's going to get 1,000 emails from you in a single day, because that would be kind of not good. So this is a complex piece of technology, and we're doing our best to make sure that it's, there's no bugs in there before we roll it out. So it's looking good to me so far. And if tomorrow looks good, then we're going to probably try and roll it out on Thursday, because it's looking pretty mature. So that's the first thing, is the automations, and that is the first thing that is going to, I guess, half deliver on the big promise that we made for Experientify. This is the whole point of why we exist, is to have these kind of automations running in the back end, so that you can catch those people who are about to abandon your course, or help rescue those people, or congratulate those people who are doing well, and motivate them to do even better. And as part of that, the second thing we'll be rolling out at the end of next week is the celebration builder, which is the kind of like think of it like a website editor for celebrations, like the course completion celebration. You can just scroll through all of the thousands of animations that we have, choose the animations that you want, choose the sound effect that you want, click create, and then it will just create a full screen celebration that you can then connect up with any of these trigger events. Like if they earn 50 experience points, then you can trigger that celebration to come up on the screen and say, hey, congratulations, you did something amazing. If they complete a module, you can have a celebration appear, that sort of thing. So this is a big feature. It's taken us a couple of weeks to get this done. So those are the two big things we're rolling out before the end of next week. Also, custom domains. So you'll be able to host your school on a completely custom domain. So y'all can just register .com and then have Experientify running on your .com, which is pretty cool. And that's about it for the big stuff. I mean, is that enough for you? Yeah, so I'd be pretty happy if we could roll those out by the end of next week, and we're on track to do just that. That's the big features that we have. Now I'm going to turn my attention to some questions. If everyone's happy with that, or if you have any other questions about those features, I could do a bit of a demo. If anyone wants to know more about those features, I know Brian has a question. Yeah, you can ask the question directly once we are into that Q&A. I did a full demo of this in the last open office hours. I'm not sure if you were there, so you can just go back and take a look at that. It's like a whole 15-minute thing about automations. I don't have a demo of the celebration builder just yet. The devs are keeping that one to themselves. Anyway, for now, let's do a bit of QA. And Brian, why don't you unmute, and then we can take it from there.
Thank you. Nice to meet you face to face.
Good to see you too.
My question is just about the topic you described. We've had a number of conversations over the last few months about data tracking and whatever, and I'm at that point now where I'd like to take some of the celebrations and the activities, say watch the video, the audio, whatever, and be able to export that data out into my own data analytics platform. We'd had a discussion previously about being able to webhook that. Could you just give me an update on where we are with that and how I might be able to do that, if possible?
So let me give you a quick run through what you can do with the webhooks right now. We've got the filtering here on the left. So if you go to the students page here, the filters are here, and you can filter by things like activity period, filter by the course, filter by the XP range, the double XP range. And then because I have the account that allows custom fields, we've got the custom fields here that you can also filter on. So if I wanted to filter on any of these 5 things, so XPs from 10 to 15 XPs, well, let's say 0 XPs. Let's say you wanted to export everybody who's in the course but doesn't have any XPs yet. This has given me a list of people. If I wanted to select all those people, then I can, once this is selected, I'm going to be able to go over to, okay, it's selected. Then I go to post to webhook.
Mm-hmm.
And then that allows me to just enter that's all my data. Then I can just enter the webhook, and that's going to allow me to send that data to wherever I want.
And how is that on a sequence basis? How often does it sync?
Doesn't sync. It's a manual thing.
Okay. So if I wanted to do a daily count of activity, I just come in and do a manual pull on the webhook. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Teacher, so let's say somebody takes my course and a week in, they've accumulated no XPs. Can I preset an automation to go out at 7 days to kind of scour for, 0 or low XPs and give them a booster mail?
All right, so let's talk about that. All right, so I'm in the dev side right now. This is not available to the public. This is for the developers. So first of all, you go to the course, the course in question. So let's say we're in the Brain Academy here. You'd come down here to celebrations, add a new celebration. So student rescue. So you would set up your automation here and choose the trigger. So whatever the trigger is that you're looking for. So for example, normally the one you would want to choose is the no login trigger. So if they get to, let's say, 3 days without login. So let's say they purchase the course and they don't log in after they purchase the course. And you want to catch the people who don't log in after 3 days. Okay. Then you set this to run once only. So this automation can't run every 3 days. You can set this up to trigger the automation as often as it's triggered. For example, so this would trigger the automation every 3 days if somebody hasn't logged in. Does that make sense?
Win you friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you'd want to set this to be once only. That means that the first time it detects someone hasn't logged in for 3 days, it's going to trigger this automation. Okay. And then the stop automation condition is it's a login. Okay, so add that. Now, down here, you've got the student rescue and the condition is no login for 3 days. So you want to add a action. So first of all, send an email. So it's like, you create the email that you want to go out to them, right? So add that, whatever the email body is there. Hey, sup. Okay, add that. So you got your email there. That is going to trigger immediately. They haven't logged in for 3 days. And then you set if you want to do an SMS, you can set an SMS. I sent you an email, and then you want to maybe wait for 3 days or 2 days or something. And then you can do something else. So if you wanted to send them another, this is just, you can set up a sequence of things here. Okay. If you want to connect up with Zapier, and if you wanted to have someone like Zapier in order to trigger other things happening in different other cloud-based apps, you could actually set up a webhook with Zapier. Then you can get that data out to somewhere else, another platform if you need to. Okay. So that's your no login for 3 days. So this is going to fire as soon as someone hasn't logged in for 3 days, and it's only going to fire once. Okay. So you could set up a different one. That would be if they haven't logged in for 2 weeks. That's going to catch the people later on if they either haven't logged in for 2 weeks, or if they're logging in, then they drop off.
Do we have a swipe file of templates for these kind of follow-up emails?
Not yet. I'm working on it.
Chop, chop, Murray.
Yeah. It's not like I have nothing else to do.
That's very cool, Mary. Claudia, quick question. So when we do these emails, like what is the sender? Is it because you're sending it from Experience? Does it say so-and-so from Experientify, or is that?
Right now it's gonna, two things are gonna happen. First of all, if you're using the subdomain.
Yeah.
So if you're using yourschool.experientify.io, then it's going to come from this email address. Whatever you put into this customer service field.
Okay, so we can put our own email in there. Like that's really where all the other emails come from that we're sending from. Like
Yeah.
that.
So your customer service email address, you put it there. When we send the email, it's actually going to come from us, but it's going to use this email address, your email, as the reply to. So if they hit reply, then the email is going to go to you, not to us. But the email is going to but some email programs don't respect that, unfortunately, and it's going to send the email to us, and we'll just forward that to you. The workaround, and that's a bug of all of the platforms that don't respect the reply to tag. The workaround to this is just to set up your own custom domain as a school. So you could have claudiaschool.com, for example, or the Clear Vision Academy or something.com, and then you can set up your email address to set up the email sender to come from your actual domain. We'll be having that functionality as well, and we'll actually be able to send from your domain. So it's a little complicated, but we will be able to send from your domain once you get it set up correctly in your DNS. It's a little tricky.
That sounds great, because I know right now I have them whitelist support at Experientify and my own email, but I'm wondering, why is this not Experientify? Why is it now Leave Your Message? Or is it just your backend?
This is first of all, this is a development server.
Right. But I'm saying is it gonna be Experientify for us unless we set up the whole thing like you just described?
This is going to say your email address.
Okay. Okay, so even if we don't connect it to our own domain, it would still come from our own domain? No, you just said something we have to hook it up.
Emails cannot come from your domain if you don't set it up.
That's what I thought. So, but it doesn't say Leave Your Message, or in the original email, not the reply to, but the.
It's gonna say, trying to think. I don't recall, to be honest. Let me go and find an email and I'll check it for you.
I just want to make sure, that people, when they whitelist supported Experientify in our own email, that it's not another thing that might go into their spam or something. That's what I'm wondering about.
Oh, emails will go to spam no matter what.
I know, but it's like the chances are better.
No matter what, you cannot avoid that. All you can do is get everything set up correctly, which we've done. And we'll continue to keep things set up correctly for you. And you'll be able to also, when you, congrats, you're in, trying to find the email here.
Hey, Marie, I found one that I sent to myself just recently, if you want me to share that.
Yeah, if you like.
You can't really, you can kind of see it from here, but it just kind of says, I'm with Warrior Way. So it says my name, and then it has the support at experientify.com. And then the reply one is just my email, which I'm going to go change that to be a more general one. But anyway, so that's kind of what that looked like. I think it's pretty slick.
Cool.
Looks really good.
Yeah, that's just the way that, when we test email, this is just the way that it's done. We just set the reply to, let me see, where is this going to go? Hang on a second. Where is this going to go? Accounts at, let me just check this Gmail here real quick. Yeah, that's just the way it has to be done. We can't pretend to send email from your server.
No, I get that. I'm just
Yeah.
saying I don't want it another third email. Like if we already have supported Experienceify, we tell them that's where you get your first email. You know, that's what I was wondering about.
Yeah. You would tell them to look for. Hang on a second. I'm just trying to open the email right now. Apologies to everyone who's bored watching me just trying to find an email.
It's not that important right now. I was just curious if we can modify this or customize it, and it sounds like we can.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
We're not bored. I learned how to then change the customer service email. So I did something while we were here. I did learn something.
Nice. Show
And
original. So
on
this is-
that page, it says replay category settings. On the account page,
on mine or yours?
on my account page,
This
it
one here.
says replay category settings underneath the branding.
Ignore that for now.
Okay, it just was something I didn't know, and while I was on the page, I asked.
All right. So the email is going to come from support@Experienceify. You can see how the reply to is different here.
Yeah, perfect. But that's the same email that get the congrats you're in email from. So at least it's not like another. Okay, that sounds good. It's all good. Thank you.
Cool.
Murray, I have a question that follows up from that, or my first time at this meeting. So what's the format? Do I just throw out a question or put it in the chat and wait?
I think we're all just kind of inventing it as we go along, to be honest, mate. So
okay, fair enough. So if I do a course purchase from another checkout, how do I connect into this as the next step for the users so that they can log in and get going? How does that flow work? Please.
up here.
Yeah. Okay.
So another checkout, you put in the checkout app here.
Okay, which is Stripe. Yeah.
Stripe. And then Experienceify. Come on now. There you go. And then new, whatever it is, new customer, new charge.
Yeah.
And then
Stripe and Experienceify already connected. I didn't have to do this.
well, are you using our order form?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to use this. Brian's using a different
Oh,
checkout.
I see. Okay, got it.
Add a student to a course. So I think that's what you got to do.
Perfect. Thank you. And then setting up the SMS autoresponder, is that another Zaper, or is that
SMS for right now? SMS comes from our central SMS number, but moving forward, will allow you to rent your own number from us, which will route the responses back to your own account.
Got it.
Nice.
Yeah. So the for now, if you use the SMS, just know that you're not going to get the responses if anyone bothers to respond. So it's like think of it like a one-way broadcast tool for now.
Got it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of it as a last resort for somebody who hasn't checked the email. It's one more nudge.
Totally. Yeah. And we'll be trying to add in even like voicemail drops as well. There's services that allow you to drop voicemails on people's phones.
Yeah, I've been looking at that myself. The question I have on that is, can XP take in additional data, or is it just what's on the XP platform? Because as you know, I've got one or two other platforms that I want them to be accountable to doing certain activities. But if I can run that nudge through the SMS or whatever you have here, I'd love to be able to do it instead of reinventing the wheel.
Yeah, so you would, you could definitely pass in things like, let me see, pass in extra fields. Like for example, doesn't look like phone number is there. I'll have to make sure that the guys add that, because you'll want to have phone number if you wanted to use the text messages or the voicemail.
Yeah.
But so we'll add phone number here.
Got it. Okay.
You can customize the order form as well. Maybe let me just demonstrate that real quick for everybody. So customize course pages, order form is right here. So you can customize your order form. Wait a second. Wow, that's not working. Yeah.
I reported that earlier today. If you make your course live or unlive, you could see if it's live, you could edit it. If it's hidden, you can't right now. I sent that in today.
You can't edit the order form?
Yeah, you can't get to the order form unless it's a live course.
By live course, what do you mean? Like visible on the hub?
Yeah, you're right there. Will show course on the hub. If it's on the hub, you can see it. If it's not on the hub, you can't edit it right now.
You are totally right. Look at that. All right. So order form, you can add the phone field to the order form by clicking the edit button here. So that's going to add the phone number field to your order form. That allows you to collect the phone number. So there it is there.
And,
Any questions about that? Doesn't sound like it. Good.
I have a follow-up question from our Facebook chat. Thank you. But yeah, I'm kind of new to this area, so excuse my ignorance here. But if I have just a monthly subscription, I have my API keys already set up in Experienceify, right? And so if that's the case, do I just need to go into that Stripe account and just, I don't know how that works. Let's just be honest. I don't know how it works. How does it work? Because I need to write my agreement and I need to make sure my customers know how I'm charging them.
Okay, so you want to know how to set up your Stripe account?
No, I already set up, well, in the Experienceify account, I've already entered in my API keys and I've already set up the subscription, like the monthly amount to.
Have you put your Stripe keys into here?
Yes.
Okay. And then you go to your course and then you would just, in the course in question, you would set up the subscription here.
Mm-hmm. And so I did that. Is that all I have to do, or is there still an extra step? Like who's charging?
That should be it. The order form should be, as long as the course is live on the hub, then you should be able to go to the order form or give people the order form rather, and then start selling using our order form.
Perfect. And then in a month from when they, like how often does it charge? Does it just charge like 30 days from the next one? I mean, how does it work?
Yeah, so it's whatever you set up here in this subscription.
Yeah, I said 1 month, so like every month. And so I don't have to say, I don't need to go in and do anything special to Stripe then. It's all set up. I can just assume that in a year, I'm still getting money from the same customer.
Yep, as long as they're still a happy paying customer, then you'll still be getting money from them.
Awesome.
Quick question related to that. If somebody wants to cancel, in the past, I've always done it manually. Is there like an automatic way for them to cancel the subscription or?
Not yet.
Yeah, I've been doing it manually. Okay, just wanted to check if I missed something.
I saw that. I just did what you did in your terms and conditions, just to have them email us. Okay, awesome. And then I have one other question that's not related to this part, but at the top of the course, they have the menu like the dashboard, replays, bonuses, the trainings. How do you customize one?
You mean customize the word or put a new one in there? Or?
Yeah, so we do martial arts, and so we have forms, and we wanted to have a section on forms.
Okay, first of all, bad news, you can't customize it yet. Second, I'm going to give you a workaround. So what are the forms that you are wanting as in forms to fill in?
Oh, no, sorry. This is internal lingo. But so there's a bunch of techniques that we string together that you just do in a row, and that constitutes what your form is. Mm-hmm. So it's not like a dance move, but
it's like a karate kata or something like that.
Yeah. So, but cooler, because we're cooler than that. But that fun stuff there.
Yeah. So once we roll out
So right now is my workaround.
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say for now, I just put it all underneath the bonuses, but I don't want to have to explain to everyone to go to the bonuses. But anyway.
Yeah, a great question. And we wanted to roll out all of the automations and the celebration builder as our first priority, because that's really where the big sort of wow is for the students. I understand though that being able to customize things in that way is going to be very useful. So we do have that on the docket coming up very soon. And I'm also weighing up how much customization to allow. For example, right now there's like a click to there's like the text that's already on the page, and you can click and customize the text that's already on a page. I'm kind of thinking about how far to take that in terms of, should I do a page builder? Because you might not know, but Marisa and I used to have a page building software platform where it's like a website builder. And I'm wondering if we should have a simple page builder, which allows you to just click and customize the pages and create your own custom pages as well in the membership site. So it's just a matter of,
I think there's a lot of happy faces here.
Everybody wants it. Everybody wants an Egg McMuffin. Everybody wants an Egg McMuffin, but you've got to weigh it up against like what are the big priorities in the business. And for us, it's the experientification. After all, we're called Experientify, so we're trying to give you the tools to really keep the students engaged big time. So we're rolling the first ones of these out in this sprint, and then once we're done with that, we'll reevaluate like what are the other sort of big features that we could add. I mean, I've got loads of features from loads of feature requests from many people who are here on this call today. You know who you are.
I want to say what Rebecca talked about. She has it in bonuses right now, and I have this thing. I have a mentorship group where really we do mostly coaching calls. So there's really no modules, and I put everything in Replace. But Replace, you don't have CSS yet. You can't really do paragraphs. So I don't know if anybody else ran into the problem where you want to move something from Replace to modules, or you want to move a training from one module to another one because you realize, oh, it really fits better into module 2 than module 1. But right now you can't drag trainings around. You can drag them within a module. You can reorder them, but you can't. So that's something that's big on my list, because sometimes you realize, oh, I shouldn't have done that, and then you have to re-upload everything.
That's my question too this time is, I rearranged my whole course and I want to put a training from 1 to 2 now. That's mine as well.
Yeah, ditto.
So that's
all right. I hear you.
Yeah, Murray.
We're just saying that's more important than landing pages, like, oh, fancy. We agree with you on the experientification, but this was
good to know. So just being able to move things like copy and move trainings.
Yeah, I'll just drag them over, right? And also, I'm wondering with Replay, seems like the only section where you don't have where you can't make paragraphs or insert links. Like Replace is the only one where, you know what I mean? Like bonuses and other trainings have now. Is that something on the works? Because sometimes I have a longer thing I want to put in there, like a longer description of what we did, and it's like this huge paragraph.
Oh, okay. It seems like we haven't got the training notes field.
Yeah, we don't have that, and we don't have the option to, like, in the action steps, to have any kind of bolding, like, all that stuff. The formatting is not in there.
Can we segregate replays into different class periods?
The replays are just one bucket right now, but you could set up the module as a time period.
Set up the module as a time period.
Actually, call the module January 2020.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to move my replays into exactly that, so that it just makes more sense, because this course has nothing but replays. It's really just coaching calls that we have in there. But I'm like, I don't want to re-upload like 15 coaching calls into a module. I'm like, no.
Mm-hmm.
So
Or just so I'm clear, what you're saying is I basically duplicate my course and call it course A January, and then course B is February, and put two different student groups into two different courses, even though they're the same course, but they have separate replays. Yeah? Am I clear on that?
that's a different issue, I think.
You have different cohorts, it sounds like.
Yes, it is. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, the only way to do that, to segregate them right now, is different courses.
Okay. And can I do a straight course copy or duplicate and just change the title and make one January, one February, and I've got all the same? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what I did, Brian, and I deleted the replays and bonuses from the first group, and then so when the new group started, they didn't have replays and bonuses in the navigation, and then exactly, that's pretty easy to do.
Okay. Good. Thanks, guys.
I've had the copy, the training and module copy dialogue ready designed for the last 6 months. We just haven't implemented it. So sorry.
So I have another question. So I actually was able to duplicate, because we have, like I said, we do the martial arts, and we have a kids class and adult class, and they both have different experiences, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the videos, our core videos are the same, but everything else is different. So I duplicated one course into the other, but now moving forward, we want to just use, can I duplicate just 1 week's worth of information into the other one? I didn't find a way to do that.
No, I mean, no, I don't think so.
Okay. So I just have to upload all my videos and stuff twice for now.
I'm not, can you re-explain what you want to do?
Yeah, so we have an adult site and a child site. It follows the same curriculum, but we teach it a little differently for the two demographics, right? And so we want to have some of the same core stuff go into both courses, but we update it every week because we have our curriculum for the year, and we just update it every week as we train. So I just wanted to duplicate one from one into the other as a starting point, so I don't have to do it all from scratch.
No, you can't just duplicate one thing into a different course, but that's definitely something that, sounds like it's going to be useful to you all, that kind of thing, dragging things around and copying things to different courses and stuff.
Well, I love your product so far, though, on the flip side, so it's good. Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes.
I have a question, Marie.
Feel your.
Hello.
Hi, Johnny.
Hey, hi. In the order form, in the payment section, if we have the subscription and we want a full annual payment, pay in full option, I didn't see that we can have them choose a checkbox. And is there any way how to do it?
Normally, the pay in full and the subscription are two sort of mutually exclusive payment options. Normally, a subscription is like you pay every month until you cancel, but the pay in full is a whole different kind of product.
So for the same course, how can I set up if they're going to get access to the same course?
Are they different courses?
No, just one course, which is going to have two payment options, either subscription or full pay option.
Okay. Can you tell me so subscription could be like, it's going to be just how much a month?
27.
27? And is the pay in full going to be like a lifetime thing? Just pay $500 and...
Oh, annual. Yeah, one time.
Annual. So you're asking for two different kinds of subscription.
Right. So on the same order form for that page, because there is a single payment and there is a subscription, but then for that course, if we want 2 week, I cannot choose, because if I choose, I can either choose single payment or I can choose subscription.
It seems like
the
yearly is still a subscription. It's just once every 12 months.
Yes.
All right. So you want just multiple subscription options.
Yeah.
Can't do it right now. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep,
So
I'll add that to my list.
okay.
Would,
And the
would that
second
be?
question is,
Yep.
mhm, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, please.
No, the learn more button from the hub, I kind of, can we have the link go to a landing page instead of the order form? Because that will kind of make it easier to have payment options set up on the landing page that way.
It's on my list.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry to say that again. I know it's getting a bit old.
And a quick question about the Heroic. I was thinking, instead of you having a page builder, if somehow Heroic was connected to Experienceify, we could build pages in Heroic and have that subscription and connect the Experienceify. Is there a way?
Well, you don't really need to connect them. You just, if you have like a buy now button in Heroic, that just leads to the order form on Experienceify.
Right.
There's
Yeah,
no
but then
integration
again,
that really has to happen.
okay. But then again, the order form issues are there. That's what my thing is. Because you cannot do a lot of design work for the order form.
No, we've got one kind of order form right now.
I've never found anybody buys or doesn't buy from me based on the order form, because that's not the sales page. That's just where they fill out their information.
Yeah, but then I like to put a product image for the stack, like, so when they're on the order form, they know exactly what they're purchasing.
Mm-hmm.
Totally get that.
Like a mock-up stock or mock-up shot.
Yeah, I totally get that. And I see the value. It's just a question of adding the customization feature to the order form. We tried to keep it sort of fairly clean and simple for now to be useful to the most amount of people. We will be adding more customization to it.
Maybe just image option, that's all.
Well, you have the logo on there. Let me just see if that's going to be useful to anybody. Order form. You have, maybe this could be a workaround. You've got this logo here. Maybe you could replace that with
Okay, so it takes those dimensions. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, good.
Cool.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Murray, I have a question.
Hi.
Hi. So I just want to remove the word module from I don't want the heading to say module. And is there a way to do that?
Let's go to the app and you can show me which occurrence, where you're talking about. Here.
Okay.
All right. So. My God, sorry. So hang on. All right. So which page do you mean?
So if you like go to, well, even right there, module 1, I don't really want that to show up that way. I don't want to call it.
All trainings. Let's see what we can do.
Okay.
All right. So for right now, it looks like if you edit for this page, the section names are controlled here with this edit window. So if you click on that, you're going to see it asks you what text do you want to use for module?
Well, I really don't want any text at all.
I understand. So right now, the options we have are, it's just asking you what text do you want. So for example, what if we were to just replace it with a space? Let me see if that does anything. Because I'm all about, let's have a workaround if the workaround works. So it's got just a 1 right now. So that's not really helpful. Maybe if you wanted to, could you rename it to say section or something like that? A word that works better for you?
Okay. Yeah. So, okay. That's not really, I really wanted module or any word. So it's not possible to have no word there, because then when I go into the, like, day 1 of my module it shows module and then the name. I mean, it's very kind of bulky looking. It's
So if I click through,
okay, because I've tried to get rid of it, and so it's just does, yeah. So what happens where it says day there up at top, it says module, and then it says, it doesn't make much sense. Module rocket fuel, module, yeah.
single training. Excuse me. So you can day one, something's a bit weird here. Training. Let me just reverse this back to module, and that's. I think there could be a word missing here. Module. Okay, module rocket fuel. So that comes from. What's this? Content. So are you organizing your content into modules, into those sort of module containers, or no?
Yeah, we just don't want the, say that, ask me that again.
Are you organizing your content into these containers that we call modules?
Yes.
Okay. So what I heard you asking, I could be wrong, was like you're wondering why this is constructed in the way that it is?
Yeah, why does it say module rocket fuel?
Well, rocket fuel is the name of the module.
Right, so that, yeah. So it's very, and then module 2 is blast off. Module 3 is orbit, and that's just how they're named. There's no way to.
You changed the name right here.
No, that name, yeah, but not module. I got it. Okay. There's no way to take module out.
No.
Okay.
Well, you can change the word, but because it's organized as these little module containers.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I may send you a little picture of what I'm seeing, because it just doesn't look right.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
People have noticed it, so I will do that. The other thing is when I put content in, and then I log out content in the, and then I log out and I go in as a test student.
Mm-hmm.
The content just keeps repeating the same content over and over again. Like I have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. And
it's because you're not logged in properly as a student.
Okay.
I suggest if you want to log in as a student, log in on a different browser or clear the cookies.
Okay, I logged in incognito. That's not good enough.
It should be fine, but I would have to understand exactly what you're seeing to really tell you what's causing it.
Well, I've sent a little Loom video, but I'm not.
Because you can see here, if I this is one example. If I go to the homepage here, this is just the dev homepage. But you can see in this section, it's got these trainings, and then the next section's got the same trainings.
Mm-hmm.
So that's because I'm logged in as admin. It's going to show me the actual, not going to show me the real content that a student would see.
Right.
So that to me means that you're not seeing the content the way a student would see it.
Okay, is there a reason why it could? So I have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4 on to day 30. And I've put in different content in the paragraph place, where there's a paragraph in each day. So when I come in as a student, okay, so it down where it says paragraph, I put in, is that where it is? Yeah, I put in content there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 30 different on 30 different pages. different content.
Mhm.
But when I go in as incognito as a student, I'm just getting the same like day one content over and over again.
Okay. Gonna just try this real quick.
Okay, thank you. I know this probably doesn't pertain to everybody, but I've been struggling with it for like a week now, trying to figure out.
I'm sorry about that. Let me see if I can just do a quick test here. And I should know within a couple seconds whether it's going to be 16, whether it's going to be platform wide or not.
Okay.
Gosh, come on, Murray. Courses, Brain Academy, copy Magic Link. So when I test as a student, I go and copy the Magic Link like this. This is relevant to everybody. When I test as a student, I go and find the student here in the back end. So this is just a test account that I have. I make sure that I've got the correct product that I want to test. Then I go to the product. I choose copy Magic Link.
Oh.
And then I go to a different browser. So in this case, I've got Safari open, which is the worst browser ever made. Don't use it. And then I go to Your Mission and I paste the Magic Link into there. And that now I'm seeing the membership site as a student. So if I scroll down here, you can see I've got complete trainings, and then it's only showing me the text from the top field, not the description field. Can you see that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if I were to go and add change the content in training 2 here. Hey, I'm training 2. You can't see what I'm doing, but if I refresh this now, it's going to show that this is different to this.
So, yeah, that's not okay.
So you need to update this is the training blurb. This is the field you need to be looking at. Well, so this is probably the field that is the same for every training.
Okay, but it's the content in the paragraph that I'm talking about.
Yeah, but the content you're talking about that's repeating is this field.
No, I'm talking about the content in the paragraph 1 is repeating over and over again. It's not changing.
Okay, let me double check. So I'm not seeing that here. I'm seeing that the text is different.
Is this making sense to you, Brian?
I'm not understanding what the problem is.
Okay.
But if you made a video and sent it to our support desk, then they will check to see if it's a bug.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry I couldn't. I couldn't.
I'm just so frustrated with it. It's yeah. So it's
cool.
It's cool. I'll figure it out.
Well, no need. If you send a video to showing us the problem, we'll figure it out for you and get it fixed.
Well, I did, and I will again.
Did you not get a response?
Yes, but the response didn't fit the question.
Okay. After this call, I'll jump in and have a look at to see what you sent, and I'll personally respond.
Okay, that'd be great.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Dee. Bye.
Yeah.
All right.
If anyone doesn't have a question, I have a question on that module thing.
Yeah.
I'm helping somebody with the Experienceify, and she wanted to put introduction video with some resources, but then we cannot do it as a module 0. We cannot do it as introduction, but there are resources. So we decided to do with the course homepage, but then we cannot add the resources.
Okay. So the resource, it's like a welcome video?
It is like introduction, but then that's how we try to get around making it a welcome video. but then we cannot put the resources like
Yeah.
the PDFs and everything. So we want to have like kind of option to have introduction module where we can add, but then the module 1 will start. So right now it starts with module 1. There is nothing that goes above it.
Well, it seems like this is your module 1, your first training in module 1.
Right, but then the introduction is a separate thing. We want to start module 1, module 2 as a separate from the introduction, but then we try to make it as a welcome, but now we cannot add PDFs or.
I feel you. I understand. My first thought is that your first video, the first video that you show them after they join the course probably shouldn't be a video that requires like downloads and PDFs and things like this. The first video should be, serves a different purpose in your course than giving them a whole bunch of stuff to download, because you want them to engage with it. You want to inspire them about the big mission and why they're there, the future self, give them some constant wins. You want to make it different. You don't want to just drop them straight into the training content in the first welcome video. The first welcome video it's a different function. It's a different requirement for that video. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah, it does. And then again, like for that video, the goals like that, we don't want to kind of have the goals and all that section. So that's also another point. So is there any way, like, I guess with the page builder, it would be possible to have a custom page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actions. Is there a reason you couldn't put some links to things in your pre-actions?
You're a little quiet, Laura.
Oh, I'll try and get closer. I said you have pre-actions. Is there a reason you couldn't put links to things in your pre-actions, if that's very important to you?
But then the pre-actions are not visible, where they first land. That's.
Well, I had the same thing. So I created a program and I created a welcome module, and that has like some tools you will need, so I made it just a module. Like the first one, it says welcome. It didn't bother me that it says module 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe we can just, change the name of the module to, welcome instead of module. Maybe just.
Yeah, you can. Why don't you put that in welcome? But then I think the 1, like Mari showed earlier, you can't get rid of the 1.
Right. Yeah. Then you cannot get. Yeah. That's.
I mean, I did the same thing. I just made module 1 my welcome and overview.
Yeah.
But then the second one is module 2 then.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think anybody that's like, I hear you, but at the same time, I don't think that's like a big issue for most people, because they have to go through it first. So it is kind of technically module 1,
Yeah, but then if I'm looking at it as a hierarchy, then it's kind of like the visual and the brain thing.
But it's only in your brain. The students will perceive the way you perceive it after that.
You could do module 1 with just one training in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's we tried for another course. That's what we did.
Yeah.
So.
And you give them the satisfaction of having checked off an entire module pretty quickly.
But Murray, there's a question, like, would it be possible, like the pre-actions don't go away automatically now, you have to like X them away as far as I understand, right?
Because you'll beg me for that 6 months ago.
I know. Well, that was everybody. Well, the students all didn't, they clicked it off, got the points, and they're like, oh, shoot, I didn't, what was that saying? I didn't do anything. I
can't win. Seriously, you guys.
They were so excited about collecting points that they didn't read what they were supposed to do. But I mean, can we do videos in there technically? Like not as a link, but is there a reason that pre-action should not have a little video? No.
Well, there's no reason they can't. It's just this isn't what we've ever done for EPM, because the pre-actions aren't supposed to be trainings. There's pre-actions that is basically the first wins that you want them to get, the first quick wins. You don't want to bog them down in a 10-minute video. You want to just give them a, hey, go off and do this, cha-ching, go off and do this, cha-ching, go off and do that, cha-ching.
I did a training like navigating the site in my specific, because it's a different kind of program that doesn't go by order. You can basically, I'm having whatever. It's like people can pick any training in any module. Module is organized by body parts, and they can work on the feet. They can work like it, there's no order. So I had to do something like navigating the site, and I just made those like 3 videos, like welcome module. But technically it could have been a pre-action, like how do you use the site, and then they could have clicked it away, but there was no option to do a video, and I didn't want to upload a video and link to it and make all that complication. But yeah, it's like I hear what you're saying. I think we can always work around it and not get so caught up on it.
Yeah, no, I totally, I get where you're coming from, and I totally understand everybody else's points about just being able to customize and change a lot of the structure, a lot of the layout. And I totally get it.
It depends on what we're teaching, right? It depends on what we're teaching and how we're teaching it. And I guess not everything is exactly like EPM. And that's where, some of these questions, that would be my thinking, is because I never had this issue before, unless I built this new course where you don't have to go in order. You can pick any training. It's basically like, think of yoga practices. You can pick any of them, right? Based on your mood, whatever. So you don't have to go in order. And that makes it a little bit more challenging when you look at trainings page and you want to do one that's at the very end. You have to scroll through the whole page, but it's fine. I mean,
yeah.
Or I have a question back on the webhook. Is there any chance we can get a script on that to automate that daily outbound?
Does anybody else need that on this call? Raise a show of hands, please. No. that's kind of how I'm evaluating features right now. I'm like, is this going to help everybody? Is this something that basically 90% of people are going to be like, yes, finally. So this is you could hire a VA for like $5 an hour somewhere around the world and get them to run this at the same time every day for you.
I get it. I'm just trying to see if I could zapper it where I could just pull the data and put it in, because it obviously reacts. It responds to that in terms of my points. You're one element of my product where I'm accumulating points on 2 other platforms, putting it into a central platform. That's what I'm trying to achieve.
I'm just wondering if there is a.
I would love you forever.
Yeah, I as attractive as that seems. No, I'm just wondering if there's a way that you can implement this.
It's a great offer.
I know, mate. I know we all need as much love as we can get these days. I'm wondering about automations. Like, if you could set up an automation so that with the filter of like, let me see, hasn't logged in. Let me just spitball this with you here. Come on, share. Come on. Zoom's being a little bit nasty. All right.
You're the workaround king, Murray.
I can find you a workaround. Tell you what, this. All right. So what if we set up a automation once this launches, so that your automation is no login for 1 day can run as often as triggered. So this is going to run every single day for everyone who hasn't logged in. And then you could set up another one, which is login. Maybe we can finesse this, but log in after 1 day as often as triggered. So you got these 2 automations that would theoretically, not promising anything yet, but in theory, both of these automations would run for different people every day. And then you could set up your webhook to post that person's info to your endpoint.
Got it. Okay.
I mean, you could test that out once we launch it. Sorry?
Yeah. Yes, I appreciate that. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, this could well do the trick. I don't have like the time-based recurring automations that run. You could maybe that's something I could look at adding. Like the trigger could be time-based, like run every. The trigger is basically just says every
24-hour loop.
Yeah, every 24 hours or something like that. But again, I'm not seeing anyone else asking for this kind of thing. But if there's demand, I will certainly add it. But this could do the trick, something like this. Cool.
All right, so I have a question about the pre-actions. If I wanted to incorporate a before you begin survey,
Mhm.
would I be able to do that?
Yeah, we do that on EPM. So you just, before you get started, fill in this quick 5-minute survey, and you have the link embedded there, and then you give it the one XP or 2 XPs or whatever you want, and then they click on the link, fill it out, come back and click the cha-ching.
Okay, so I have to embed the link like I did the Facebook group.
Exactly the same.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This
All right.
is all very new to me. I've never done anything even close to this before. So this has been a real education, and I am grateful that you've made it as simple as you have for somebody like me. And I'm able to tell my computer engineering son all the wonderful things I was able to do.
Wow.
And I
Wow.
didn't pay $200,000 for that education.
That is awesome. I love hearing that. Well done. Congratulations. Are you in EPM?
I am an EPM, yes.
Okay. Fantastic.
And I came through actually James Mel. And
Okay.
that's how I was introduced to EPM. And I'm loving it. I was ready to set everything up on Groove. And I just absolutely love the platform, and my son loves the platform, and he's my web developer.
Well, I love that you're enjoying the platform and getting a lot out of it, but I'm mostly enjoying that your web developer son is liking the platform too. That's how I know that I've done something good.
Yes, he is excited. I love what he did for me today. He says, I worked on your website today. I was like so excited. I thought he did the things I wanted. He goes, but it's nothing that you would see, Ma.
Oh.
And like all I wanted was my name to be like in the header, like next to my logo. But he just gave birth, his wife just gave birth to twins. I became a grandmother for the first time. So they have their hands full. So I'm lucky for whatever I get.
Well, congratulations for that as well.
But thank you, Murray. I'm enjoying learning the platform, and I learn when I come to these calls. So thank you for this also.
You're very welcome. Very welcome.
One last question, Murray.
Yes.
I know you don't like Safari, but what are your thoughts about Firefox? Because I have some issue in the Firefox browser.
Firefox is a better choice than Safari, but my personal browser is Chrome.
Chrome, I know. But for the clients, I had to switch between the accounts, right? So I choose Firefox. But then the problem with that browser is for the edit section we have for the trainings, where we go to the edit to change the module name, it goes to the out of the frame. It goes towards that side, out of the margin.
Can you send me a screenshot?
So I will send the screenshot, yeah.
Perfect. We'll get that fixed.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. I just had this sinking feeling that I didn't hit record, but I did. Hallelujah. All right. So this was a co-facilitated open office hours where I didn't actually get Laura on at all to facilitate anything. I'm sure she's wondering what she's got herself in for. No, you did. You piped up and you said a couple of things, but there's a lot of technical questions.
Yeah, there are. I'm excited also for having some time for our new EPMers to get started. I'll be really excited when we have some like basic questions too. So it'll be valuable there.
Yeah. Okay. Any last questions before we wrap this up? We're already 15 minutes over time. I really appreciate
Thank you
everyone's
very much. I'm sure
everyone's
I'll have
time.
plenty of questions for you too, Laura.
Thank you.
Last request,
Just beginning.
Yeah, Brian.
Murray. In terms of the help center videos, how are we doing on getting those up to date? Because I haven't tracked it in about a month, but it's a lot of the stuff that I go to, and the video isn't really there to walk me through. Has that been updated? Okay.
We're updating things
So
slowly
you're
as
in a
we
better place.
roll things out. Yeah. And I've got Laura on board to help me with a bunch
In
of
terms
things
of
as
the
well.
automation
So
stuff.
sorry, you cut out for a sec there.
All
So you're asking about automations?
Yeah, you were saying automations as a feature is going to roll out next week. Are the walkthrough videos ready with that? Because I want to jump into it, and I don't want to, be emailing you or one every 3 days. How do I?
Well, we'll do our best to get them up as soon as we can.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And yeah, we can definitely be emailing and updating in the Facebook group as those things become available. And, I can certainly help create things. We can get those out a little faster.
Well, as long as you're, Brian, as long as you're okay with the quick and dirty walkthrough videos that aren't sort of high production value, then we can get them rolled out pretty quickly. Cool.
I love Loom Masters under 5 minutes. That's what I do, and it's down and dirty, but I just need the how-to,
Yeah.
And it's better in a show and tell as opposed to word on an email, because So yeah, as long as I've got something to lead me down the breadcrumb trail, we can clean it up as we go. But that would be my feedback on that. So, and love what you're doing. Feel your pain, but keep on trucking.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who came out today. It's been a pleasure spending time with you. And I will see you soon. Bye.